Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Yoga Break It Down. I'm Yoga Suze. In this episode, we are going to explore a variation of downward dog called three-legged dog. So it's pretty straightforward in that you're lifting one leg so that you have 3 points of contact on the floor, your two hands, and then one of your back feet. After I show you the basics of three-legged dog, I will also show you a variation to increase the stretch using the wall. You will need a yoga mat for this exercise to provide traction. If you need to review the basics of downward dog, search for the episode titled Downward Dog, Break It Down. Once I'm fully in downward dog, lengthening in all the directions, sinking down in those heels, I identify which foot I will be standing on first, and then try to determine if I feel secure with that foot in that exact position, or if bringing the foot slightly closer to center will help. And usually that is the adjustment I make. I'm not bringing the foot all the way to center as though we were going to form an isosceles triangle with the two hands and the one foot. Just slightly further in, then straight back from its corresponding hand. Once I do that, I sink down in the heel a little bit more, and I lift the other leg. Before I lift the leg as high as I can, I start to adjust in the downward dog again, adjust my hands if needed, feel myself sink down through the palms, spread the fingers out wide, lengthen up through the arms and the torso, sink down further in the standing back heel, then lift the leg a little bit more. I'm flexing in the foot of the raised leg. Remember, a flex foot will help the extension move through the leg and out through the heel. I'm also squaring my hips, so this isn't a hip rotation position. We're keeping the hip square and lifting the leg straight up. If we rotated our hip open, then we can lift the leg higher, but that's not the entire focus, is how high can we lift the leg. It's how high are we able to lift it while sinking down through the opposite heel, while keeping the hip square, while extending away from the hand. So we're experiencing all the important parts of downward dog, just adding a leg lift. I see three-legged dog as having a couple purposes. So it's helping to increase the stretch on the lower leg of the foot that stays in contact with the floor. Three-legged dog can be used in preparation for moving into lunge pose or pigeon pose. It can be used in a flow, but also raising your leg can help you align more fully into your downward dog. The lifting of the leg and having the foot flexed helps you focus on extending out through that foot diagonally upwards from your wrists, because our greatest struggle in downward dog is the tendency for our weight to constantly shift forward, and we have to respond and extend further back and up. So when we're in downward dog, we focus on the hips moving up and back. With the raised leg, we can put that focus in that raised foot, and it can help aid us in extending upwards. If you'd like to experience a deeper stretch with this pose, bring your mat all the way to the wall so that the shorter end of the mat is fully up against the wall. Come down to your hands and knees and scooch back till you feel your toes touching the wall. Then you're in sort of a tabletop position, probably with the wrists underneath the shoulders or close to it. So just as we're preparing for downward dog, we'd bring our hands a little forward. You do the same here. Then you're going to position the feet so that the ball of each foot is on the mat and the heel is on the wall. You want to have space underneath your foot though, meaning you are not bringing the ball of the foot all the way to the wall and having the foot go straight up. the ball of the foot is a little further forward than the heel, so you have a little bit of a triangular space underneath. And as you sink down into this, you should feel well supported. If your heel's sliding down the wall, maybe bring the toes a little bit further back, because you should feel that you're sinking really well with the heel into the wall and the ball of the foot into the mat. Also check the position of your hands. Maybe you brought them far enough forward, maybe you hadn't and you need to adjust them, or you brought them too far forward and need to bring them back. You want to feel that the hands and feet are approximately the same distance apart as in your downward dog. Once you're in your full downward dog position with the heels on the wall, you're going to lift one foot and you're going to reach way up, and you want to place the bottom of the toes and then the ball of the foot on the wall. Instinct is to put the top of the toes, but we want to tuck the toes under on the wall. So you're putting the bottom of the toes and the ball of the foot. When I am teaching this pose in a class, even though I say that more than once, I still have to end up walking around the room and pointing out to people that they have the top of the toes on the wall. Once you lifted that leg up the wall, you may have felt your torso shift forward. Maybe your shoulders came closer to over the wrists. Get the toes curled under, and then you're going to extend the heel up and back. That is what's going to move the hips and the shoulders up and back as well. And once you're fully into this position at the wall, you are going to feel a better ability at that full diagonal extension upwards, more likely than you did when you were practicing in the middle of the room. So you will feel deeper stretches in the legs, but the main benefit is the full body elongation that you experience here. Thank you guys for joining me for this episode of Yoga Break It Down. Hit the subscribe button and share this video with friends. Remember that everybody needs yoga. So that means Annette Gordon-Reed needs yoga, software developers need yoga, Twitch streamers need yoga, and you especially, baby, you need yoga too. So I really hope that you join me next time for Yoga Break It Down. Bye-bye.